And welcome back home. So when we talk about string operators, for the last video, we don't already talk about other operators like assignment operators, arithmetic operators. We don't see how they work and we don't kind of get small idea as it go be. But for this one, I would just like discuss quickly, very short video about string operators. So what is string operators? String operators now just where we say we feel they create strings, we feel they create text. So string for programming or in general as text. Text they different from the way number they show, and we will discuss more about this topic for the data type section. When we want to create a string, we just say we want to create a constant, for example, and we just say we want call this text one. Now this text one, make we assign them to a string. You could just do single quote or double quote for JavaScript, it no matter. Then when you do them, two matter yet, but when you do them, what I mean to say, you could just go add your text here. So if you just say hello for here, and I go close them up with a semicolon for there. Then you can say you want the next text. So the next text, make we just duplicate this text, and then make we change them to 2, and then make we say word for here, right? So you're going to see this text a lot, hello world. So what if we want to show this text now? Say we want to join the two texts together. How we go take do them? If you think about them, just pause video, think about them. The way you feed them, the way you're supposed to do them for JavaScript to get 2 words. Now say, make we just say, we want to say, make I create const, result, and then we could just assign them to text1 plus text2. And if I console log them, say console log result, you go see say it don't tell me hello world for here. Now this hello world, you see say it join the text, even though it did different line and all those things. You get the way many people they do them for here. If you just put space and then it gives you that, it still works the same. If I put space here, it still works the same. But what we want to say, we want to use strings now to add space for here. So for JavaScript, you get the way if they add space. So you go say to add that string, we go say plus, and then we add another plus here. So you can see say what we do, we say anything where we add for here, it will give us that thing, right? So we could just say we want add space. So a lot of times you're going to see code like this where we say people they write, they want text one or they want the text and then they want this space or anything in between. The people come as they feel do all anything where they want, they feel just do anything where you want for here, if you put space. So a lot of times you're going to see code like this where we say people they do that, they give space. But like I said, we're going to use newer ways of doing it. So another way where you feed do them, for example, now say if you use backticks. So you go say, make we do backticks. And this backticks, when you say make it down, you could just do $, curly brace. And inside here, you could just say text1. And then when you do that text1, you do a space, and then you can say another $, curly brace. And inside there, now there you could come write your text2. And just like that, if you write them like full statement, it will still work exactly the same because we they use these backticks. And this is not the newer version or newer way of writing it with JavaScript. But you go see they see that old code will be the same. So if I say make I go back, so I say make I go back now, and I say make I paste this other code, and I say result 2, and then I say I want console log result 2. You go see say it give me the exact same hello world, hello world. If you say hello world 2 for here, and you can see say it give me the hello world 2. But if I want that for here again, I will come add another plus, then I'll come add string, and then I'll come say 2. Now you see say I can even add the space for here, or I can still leave them again, come still add another quote for here, and then I go add the plus again sign for here, and then we could keep the space for here. So just know, say if you write them like this, which is shorter, and then if you also write them like this, which not the normal longer way, to they concatenate strings together. Concatenation just means say you go to join the strings together. So that's what we they do for this one. Another one way we say we say we fit talk say, okay, just as we did in the previous video, we want to do the plus equal sign. So I can even just say I want to do result 3, for example, and this result 3, I could just say make it be text1, then I could just say text1 go day plus equals to, and then I go add whatever text I want to add. So I could just say text2, and if I don't assign them like that, because now constants, I don't go fit assign them correctly. I need to make them a let. Remember where you they reassign your values to. So I go say let, and you just say that error don't come up for there. So if I console log them now and I say let 3, you go see say we don't get our hello world just like before. But because we don't get the space there and all those things, if you just even add your space for here and it will work exactly the same. But if you say make we add the 2 now, if you say okay, we want the 2, actually make we change this to even to let. So we don't get any error for there. And then we will just say, okay, Now we want to add, let's try plus equals, we go say string and 2. If we give them space. So they see if we do plus equals, plus equals, plus equals. So I think come on this one, and make it come on the comments. And you see they work exactly the same. But for now, that's all we need to learn. I will see you now for the next video. Thank you.